this has now passed 14-1, the United States abstaining. Just take us through what we understand this resolution is about and why this one has passed, but the US's one on Friday didn't.
Well, the language has been changed from the one on Friday. The United States, of course, has abstained from it, although the language is actually stronger than the one that they put forward on Friday. But it is linked to the unconditional release of hostages, which I think would have been a deal breaker as far as the United States is concerned. But it's taken 5 months, Kamali, to get this far. You heard the round of applause in the chamber. Now, you should remember that this is legally binding, but when it comes to these kind of resolutions, it is difficult to legally enforce them. But it is calling for an immediate ceasefire for the rest of the month of Ramadan. There's about 2 weeks left from that. But we heard the reasons about why the United States abstained from their representative, Linda Thomas-Greenfield. This is what she had to say.
We appreciated the willingness of members of this council to take some of our edits and improve on this resolution. Still, certain key edits were ignored, including our request to add a condemnation of Hamas. And we did not agree with everything in the resolution. For that reason, we were unfortunately not able to vote yes. However, as I've said before, we fully support some of the critical objectives in this non-binding resolution. And we believe it was important for the council to speak out and make clear that our ceasefire any ceasefire must come with the release of all hostages.
Well, it certainly has significant moral weight as well on all parties in the conflict to bring about an end. Of course, negotiations have been going on in Qatar. The Israeli negotiating team came back over the weekend. They're saying that there is a 50-50 chance that a deal will be put in place. But of course, the ceasefire, the UN resolution, the weight really, the global consensus that this needs to come to a stop and build up to a more permanent ceasefire is becoming much greater. And that's because the humanitarian situation in Gaza is deteriorating all the time. The number of people who have been killed is rising astronomically. And also the UN is warning that there is the imminent threat of starvation, particularly in the north of Gaza, unless a ceasefire comes in. And the amount of aid being delivered is not ramped up significantly.